workshop.
Dr. Lindsay. My groupmates and I will be evaluating Botswana Development Corporation's non-performing portfolio under the Risk and Compliance Department. I am not alone, I'm with my groupmates. I'm with Katla Mokerate, Sedila Miki Moabe, Kofia Sekete, and Ubonyera Masimala. And I am Dubesa Nsele. BDC's mandate and core challenge. The BDC was established in the year 1970, and its vision is to be Botswana's investment partner of choice. Further, its mandate is to promote industrialization, diversification, and sustainable investment. And it mainly focuses on property, agribusiness, industry, manufacturing, and services. It, however, faces challenges such as challenges in their governance, ethics, and management, which affect their performance. Identifying the gap in the organization. Botswana's non-performing portfolio reveals a deeper organizational issue within the Risk and Compliance Department, which involves governance, ethics, and technology. BDC, formally subscribes to the notion of enterprise risk management, which is anchored on the international standards and COSO model, allowing the organization to approach the risk at a coordinated and structured manner. The legacy projects that BDC was working with, which were underperforming, examples we have Lobatse Playworks. I'll be handing over to Ubonyi, who will take us through the current situation analysis.
Thank you, Dudeta. I'm Ubonyi, and I'll be taking you through the current situation analysis, starting with the personal analysis. Looking at the political, the government influences slow decision making, and the economic, there is urgent need for diversification beyond diamonds, and the social, there is a rising demand for transparency in the source, and the technological, there is an opportunity for digital governance transformation. In terms of the legal, there is public finance laws restrict flexibility, and the environmental, there is green investment opportunities emerging. I'll be going further to the SWOT analysis, which is I'll be starting with the strength, which is established mandate and national support. The BDC corporate mandate identifies and manages risk in a comprehensive and systematic way. The sector diversification, the BDC keep up the investment in a mix of sectors, which is the industry, tourism, and services. Going further to the weaknesses, there is weak risk assessment, which is inadequate due diligence during investment approvals, and the reactive risk management. Going further to the opportunities, there is digital and ESG transformation, implementation of the ICT strategy, and then to the threats, there is macroeconomic volatility and the reputation and stakeholder confidence risk, the market competition and technological disruption. Going further to the performance issue, I'll be handing over to Sadilani.
I'm Sadilani, and I'll be taking you through the performance issue, governance. Poor governance, mismanaged corruption, and weak accountability. Oversight gaps and political influence distort strategic direction. Result in asset losses, poor investment returns, and reduced public trust. national impact, economic inefficiencies, and slow diversification. Innovative and entrepreneurial approach, blue ocean strategy, invest in untapped markets, renewable energy, pharmaceuticals, diffusion of innovation, support technology transfer and startup partnerships, encourages creation of new value rather than competing in strategic saturated markets. Innovation governance framework, agile model, to overcome bureaucratic and centralized structure. BDC should adopt an agile governance model, a flexible, responsive, and innovation-oriented system. Decentralization, empower departments to make faster decisions. Transparency, digital dashboards for real-time projection tracking. Accountability, link performance to governance outcomes. Collaboration, strengthen partnerships with private sector and universities. I'll be handing over to Kofiwa to take you through structural reforms.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Kofiwa Sibuku, and I will take you through the structural reforms. The first structural reform we can do is the Innovation and Strategy Committee, which will be used to oversee innovative projects. The second structural reform is autonomous business units. Centralized decision-making and bureaucratic bottlenecks may slow the implementation of projects. So BDC should create semi-autonomous business units in terms of the manufacturing, the agribusiness, and real estate. Digital governance systems. This will be used for transparent monitoring. Redefined reporting lines to reduce bureaucracy and clarify roles. Also, redefine reporting lines to reduce bureaucracy and clarify roles. And also to empower business unit managers to rectify smaller scale investments within strategic needs and flatten their organizational structure to mitigate reporting layers and enhance coordination between departments. This would allow quick decision making, greater accountability, and enhance operational efficiency. Moving on to structural reforms. Strategic initiatives. The first strategic initiative is leadership training. To build innovation-driven leaders by creating stronger ethics policies and transparent disciplinary procedures, which allows transparency, limits governance-related risks, and strengthens stakeholder trust. Performance-based incentives reward innovation and result through whistleblower protection. Partnerships. BDC should form public-private partnerships in industries like renewable energy, pharmaceuticals, and agro-processing. They should also form a goal which should create a culture of accountability and entrepreneurship. The implementation plan, which is the agile governance model. In order to improve BDC's governance structure, we collectively suggest an 18-month phased implementation strategy. In this strategy, we have the action, the time frame, which is in months, and the outcome. The first action is the formation of innovative and strategic committee, which will run from 0 to 4 months, and the outcome of this action will be oversight institute. Accept new government policies. From 4 to 7 months, the outcome will be clear accountability framework. Implement autonomous business units. From 7 to 11 months, the outcome will be faster decision making. Implement digital dashboards. From 11 to 14 months, the outcome will be transparency and improvement. Leadership training and incentives. From 14 to 18 months, the outcome will be innovation culture, which will be developed. I'll hand over to Badria who will take you through the next slide.
Afternoon, sir. Risk management and monitoring. The key risks include budgetary restrictions, political meddling, and opposition to change. Mitigation of these risks would be policy alignment, training, and staggered deployment. And the M&E metrics: 30% quicker approvals for projects, more investments driven by innovation, enhanced accountability and transparency. And these are the expected outcomes: decreased bureaucracy and increased operational efficiency, increased confidence among stakeholders and openness, improved leadership and innovation culture, economic diversification as a means of advancing Vision 2036. And to conclude, bureaucracy and poor governance are the main causes of BDC's performance issues. A transparent, effective, and future-ready organization will be produced by implementing an agile governance model bolstered by innovation, digital transformation, and leadership change. This change puts BDC in a position to carry out its national responsibility of promoting the sustained economic growth of Botswana. Thank you. That is all our team of consultants have to show.
Please see your reference list. On the presentation slides, certain project